Good morning, good afternoon, good whatever it is at the moment. Just thought I'd do a quick video on funny things customers say to you. This has mostly come from shows, be it Comic Con, be it country show, be it whatever show. I actually put a post up on my Facebook because I knew this would ring true with a few people. So, yes, there's a few comments. I have to say, the main one that came up was this one, which I'm glad I'm not alone because it does happen quite a lot, and it's probably, is it the rudest? Yeah, I think it probably is. Is the oh, I can make that myself, and you get people come to the stall, or they go and look at it. Obviously you don't know if they're doing it online, but oh no, I'll come back to that in a minute. They'll come, they'll have a look, and you hear them either say they'll say, oh, I can make this myself, and they say it so loud you can hear it, or Sarah down the road makes these, we'll get her to make one, and you're like, are you just coming here and window shopping so you can go back home and make it, or get someone else to make it? If so, that's quite rude. Yeah, I was gonna, because it does happen online. I've literally had people message me and ask me for my detailed process of how I make it. I've also been asked, when I've managed to get it but buy in products, I've been asked would I mind sharing my wholesaler and etc. And I'm like, no, go and do your own research. Things that it's taken you years to learn. Hilariously, if you actually come and approach me at a show and say, I've started doing polymer clay stuff, I've got this issue, or how to do this one, that and the other, I'll probably talk your ear off for ages, to the extent that you'll be making excuses to leave. Because I love talking, and I love talking about stuff I'm interested in. And so, if people want to make things, I'm totally up for that. I'm a big advocate for that. I'm not going to tell you my deepest, darkest secrets that have taken me years and years to learn. But I also know that starting out, there is basic stuff that can be found really easily online, but sometimes it's easier to have someone explain it to you. And that's absolutely fine. So, it's sort of caring and sharing. There is not one thing that is unique in the crafting world anymore, but just don't stand in front of someone's stall and say, oh, I can make that myself. It's just rude. And even had on the Facebook comments, I had someone say that they had it was so jealous. I hope you don't mind me name dropping you there. They said that someone has asked to take a photo, hasn't even waited for the reply, and then turns to a friend and says, so I can make one for us like that. And it's like, oh, that is really bad. That is really bad. It's like, how would you react? I often get people ask, can I take a photograph? And majority of the time I say yes. I have to say, I don't particularly like it if people just take photographs without asking. And I don't know why, but I don't. But it's not to the extent that it makes me furious. So on to the next one, which is cheap, expensive. It's one or the other. I get a lot of people say, oh, that's really cheap. And that, I suppose, is a compliment. And I don't take it offensively, but every time I go, oh, you mean good value, reasonably priced. But you do get the other people who just do not understand why it is that expensive. And the hilarious thing is with that these are the sort of people who wouldn't think twice about going and, going back to the hotel or what have you that night and spending 20 quid on a, crappy burger and, drinks are at least a £5 each. Yet something that has taken you an hour to make, plus materials, is not worth that money apparently. So yeah, and you get that online too. You get a lot of oh, well, why is that so expensive, or can you make this? Which leads me on nicely to the fanboys, I suppose, fan fanboys, fangirls, fan whatever. Very much of the, can you make this? Can you make that? Can you do this? Can you do that? Blah, 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 blah. And then you kind of go through it all with them, give them the price, and then it is just radio silence. It is tumbleweed. They just, it's like they, I try now to gauge very, very quickly what it is they want and give them a price. And say it will be around about this price, depending on how much detail you want, etc. Because, you know, you're putting a lot of work into something. And I've done it before, where I've done like a prototype of something. I've done this, that and the other. And then people are like, oh, what? It's going to cost £50. Oh, no, I thought it'd be £12.50. No. So, yeah, you do get it. The next one I've got on the list is, how much is it? And I had to say this to, I hope this doesn't come across as offensive, but when I have new people who come and help me on the stall, I have to say to them, assume the customer is stupid. And that is not supposed to be offensive. It's not relation. It's just that when people are looking at a stall, they sort of pick up on certain things. Oh, I better turn my sound off on my computer. They'll pick up on certain things, and they'll be focused on one thing. And unless you make it really, really obvious, you will always get someone who will say, well, how much is it? And, you know, I remember doing a show where I said to this person who was helping me for the first time, I said, oh, do you think I should put, I've got the sign in front of it. You know, I think I'd done some journals, and I had a sign saying this is this much and blah, blah, blah. And I said, do you think I need to individually, you know, price them? And she said, oh, no. I think that's really obvious what they are. And I think it was like the first or second person who came up to the store was like, how much is this? It's like, no, you just have to, be really, really rigorous. But I do get asked, yeah, that's a common question. Oh yeah, this is one that has, I suppose it's not happened to me too often, but it really, it really hurts. It really strikes hits a nerve, shall we say. I've had people literally, you know, poring over stuff and going, oh, this is so nice, and this, oh, I love this, and oh, isn't it nice? And then turn around to their friend and go, oh yeah, but it's not XYZ, it's not from so-and-so, because they have to buy from that person because they're the cool person to buy off. And yeah, that just hurts, because, and then you start comparing yourself to other, you know, other businesses, and you're thinking, well, what am I doing that then, you know, what are they doing that I'm not? Is their stuff better, or is it just hype? I don't know. It just, I think it hurts quite a lot. I think the message here is to customers, just be mindful of what you're saying in front of handmade sellers, because whilst most, you know, well, I say most, I think they probably all laugh it off. It can be a little bit hurtful and make people be a bit of self-doubt coming in. I touched on this before about discounts. Well, can you do a discount on it? Well, no. The price is the price. If I've got a discount, I'll advertise the discount. I will chuck in, if I've got regular customers and they come to a store and they buy a load of stuff, they usually get something thrown in for free or a discount or something. But that's up to me. And that's because I know that customers spent a lot of money, and, you know, I want to do something for them. And I have regular discounts, especially on the website. I have, I think, sign up to the mailing list, get 10% off. And then once you're on the mailing list, you will get regular discount codes you can use. So go and sign up for it. But yeah, it's like, well, it's not a car boot sale. It's like, oh, will you take a tenner for it? No, I will take it. And generally it's not, if you get people who will ask that, it's not sort of, oh, you know, if I bought 3 of them at £25 each, would you give me a bit of a discount? It's, which I suppose is fair enough. But it's something like, you know, it's something going to be £20 and they'll say, oh, you know, will you take tenner for it? No. And you get asked for discounts on if you've got selling on platforms. I mean, even on Facebook, but on Etsy, eBay, etc. eBay will be the worst for it. I don't sell handmade stuff on there anymore, but you still get asked, do you do a discount? And the weird thing is, obviously in America, they have standard discounts for service people, for whatever, and it's just something we don't do in the UK. We price it accordingly. So yes, people spend a lot of time working out their profit margin, and I can tell you now that most handmade sellers don't price their stuff correctly, and it's probably a lot cheaper than it should be. You know, the stuff that I won't make to sell because it's just not profitable. Crochet for one. I mean, I know there's people who are super fast with it, but you know, stuff, the yarn costs a fortune, and then the time to make it, and you know, if you're going to pay yourself even you know, the national minimum wage, it's going to end up as an expensive item. So people go, oh, people won't pay that, and I'll put the price down. I do it as some of my bigger stuff. It's like, well, it's taken me 3 days to make it, but I can't justify a price tag of, you know, 450 quid. So, you know, you kind of, I'm guilty of doing it. It brings me on to the next one quite nicely, actually, which I thought it was just me who felt comfortable with this, but someone mentioned this in the comments on Facebook. How long did it take you to make? And it's not a bad question to ask. It's an interested question. It's a good question. It's nice. There's people being interested. But I think automatically you go, well, firstly, some of my stuff, I don't really know. I know I sort of estimate how long something takes, but I don't know exactly. And then I think it's that what do they call it? I think it's imposter syndrome strikes in, which is basically you think, oh, well, that only took me half an hour to make, and you know, are they thinking, well, if it only took 30 minutes to make plus the materials, why does it cost this much? Blah, blah, blah. And I start going through my head going, oh, are they going to think I'm trying to rip them off or what have you? What you have to realise is that something that takes me half an hour to make 10 years ago would have taken me all day to make. It's been, you know, it's my skills and my as a beginner, I'd probably be selling my work for probably less than the minimum wage, because I'm not proficient at it, I'm not practiced at it. And then you get to a stage where you feel you are proficient and you charge X amount, and as you go up the scale, you need to charge more and more and more for your time, because that's years and years and years of you learning, the same as you would in a job. When you start at the bottom, your wages aren't high, and as your skill level goes up and your worth goes up, then your hourly rate goes up. So yeah, how long does it take to make just fills me with fear, and it shouldn't. I should, because I think my stuff is still reasonably priced, but I'm like, I don't know about an hour, don't know. The other thing someone mentioned is, and don't forget give me things for free and I will influence people to buy it, blah, 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 blah. That happens. And you also get the random requests from people you don't know or aren't your customers, donations to charity. Now, we already do donations to charity and we choose what we do. And I have sponsored stuff and given away stuff to, you know, regular customers for charities. And it's a bit like cold calling, where you just give me stuff that's taken you hours to make. It's I don't know. It's like, you know, you would love to be in a position to do that, but I don't think handmade sellers are necessarily your target audience for giving away free stuff, because they're basically giving away their time and their money. And, you know, most handmade sellers aren't that rich. So that, I'll just have a little look through what else got. Oh yeah, there's people being offensive about your products, that they don't like it, stood in front of you saying, oh God, that's creepy. And what do you do? Oh yeah. I think, was it Karen said something? Let's look at Karen. Oh, this is different. And she's also said oh look, see how they've made this, looks fairly simple, but I could make one. Which, going back to that, that's a really common thing. Luckily, the majority of customers are amazing, and they really do value your time that you spent on things. But yes, there are the occasional ones. Just as the last one, because this was oh, I can't find it now. Basically, someone who is in the soap making group that I'm in, they've said, someone's picked up the soap, don't like the smell of that. And again, it's like, just don't say it. Do not say it. If you can't be nice about it, don't say it. Anyway, I hope that's amused you somewhat, and please subscribe and write any comments in the bottom. Just tell me amusing things or rude things that people have said to you at shows. See you next time. I